Greetings everyone. So in this video I'm going to talk about something that some people may think I'm crazy for, only because they're very associated or very well ingrained in what they think they are. Okay, and this is actually a pretty important topic, and the whole thing is that I heard a video by Brother Panic a long time ago, and he said something that I heard, but it really didn't make sense to me, but it didn't resonate with me. And then it's like I asked myself a question just recently, and that particular video popped up in my head, and he had said something that makes absolute total sense to me right now. Okay, and I don't look at this individual, Brother Panic, or anybody as anything above me or anything that I look up to. Understand that there's people who say things to you that are very useful at the time if you're at the frequency, and some may not be. But some people may say things unconsciously and not even know that they're actually saying something, but they didn't really mean it that way. But somebody else will actually tie the dots and be able to decode what it is that that individual said that was channeled through spirit. Now, he said something along the lines of, white man needs a black woman to love him in order for him to ascend. Now, I heard this, and that's why I said he said something along those lines. I'm trying to find the video and where he said this, but I can't find it because his YouTube channel is not active, and we all know Brother Panic passed away. And I will tell you right now, he's one of the individuals that I can say was speaking, and it resonated with my spirit. Because there's some people who talk and it's like you don't feel anything, but then it's like you could tell when somebody's speaking and it sounds like a motivational speech, and then it's like you feeling it, but that's the ego. It's like something that you're just feeling good, no different than chocolate or anything of the human realm feeling good. When you're listening to certain individuals, on a deep core level it'll resonate with you. A lot of the stuff that he said resonated with me. So and here's the thing though. You have to do the work yourself for you to know, to be able to tell who is who. That's why I say real recognizes real. If you do the work within yourself and align with God, you'll know that when it's channeled information from God, it'll resonate with you on the spot. Or if you do align yourself with God eventually, then you'll know that whatever you once heard, you'll go back in reference to that information. This is why I said that the information that I am speaking on, a lot of people don't even know what the hell I'm talking about, right? But you'll come back to this. I promise you that. You'll come back to it. Here's what I get now, okay? Based on the expansion of consciousness, and just basically asking myself questions, and spirit gives you the hunches, inspirations, and ideas, and you'll also get the direction of where you've been to basically tie the dots to where you're at now and to know where you're going. Because we're all one. There's nothing outside of me. Everybody I'm listening to are basically different versions of myself. But when he said that the white man needs a black woman to love him in order for him to ascend, didn't mean anything at one point. Now it's like, of course. I want you to listen to this carefully. There are no black people and there are no white people, okay? Those colors that you see on the skin are nothing but different vibrational frequencies, and they're collapsing based on just vibrations. But I want you to know that everybody is a light white person. Everybody, including black people. All the blackest people you could possibly think of, they're all white. Now you're gonna probably say, am I nuts? How the fuck are they white? But that's the whole thing. You're thinking of it from a human perspective, okay? I'm gonna break down why I'm even saying they're white to get your attention, okay? The same way we're using certain words, you're assuming that I'm saying white as in a white Caucasian race and black as in the black race. There's no such thing as color. You're not the human body, okay? But what this is actually saying is that humanity overall, okay? You're here in this realm. The fact that you're here in this realm and you're in information, you are technically light. Everything here, you have to understand that light and information is the same shit, okay? Light is information. You are information. When I speak to somebody, I can gather information by what's in them, and it's only a mirror aspect of myself. But don't forget that everybody, there's all different walks of life. What you speak, you're squeezing that person, and that person is opening up to you. Now, there's different ways a person could close up to you, but it's all attitude. But everybody is white. Everybody's a light beam. Everybody. And when I say this, everybody is the white man, and in order for you to ascend, you need the black woman to ascend, to love you. This is nothing but black magic. That's all it is. Black magic, shadow work. You need these things to love you. But in order for you, for these things to love you, you have to love yourself, and you have to love it back in return. You have to integrate it. Okay? If you look at it and you put it on an opposite side to you and you become adversarial to it, okay? That's you creating a further illusion of separation between you and an aspect of yourself. So in order for you to know yourself and know the true light that you are walking here on the planet, you have to know these darker shadow aspects of yourself. But what scares you, you may go through trials and tribulations. It's only showing you opportunities of what you are to actually be able to integrate these things within you to change. They're only dark because you don't have awareness of them. They're unknown. When you shed light to them, you're integrating the unknown now with the known to be able to get to know these things. And there's gods that are known and unknown to us. Okay? You only know the ones you know. There's unknown gods. There's an infinite number of gods that you don't know. But everybody outside of you is white. Everybody. A black person can look blue. That's how black they are. They're still white. They're a light beam. Otherwise, they wouldn't be here in this room. You're just a different hue. You're a different color. That's all you are, a different frequency of color. And because you're a different frequency of color, all that says is that you are a representation or a manifestation of feminine energy, if you're dark. Your feminine energy. Okay? That's a manifestation of that. So if somebody was to ask you, and if you know yourself, you'll know, what is a man? A man is the physical manifestation of God. Okay? That's what man is. The physical manifestation of God. Man comes in all walks of life, all shapes and colors. So that's the physical manifestation of God. So black people, Chinese people, Hindu people, Spanish people, white people, it doesn't matter. They're all God. They're all a physical manifestation of God. But everybody is technically white, a light being. Now, your particular abilities as a black person or a white person vary based on the frequency that you are manifested as. The same way a man is the physical manifestation of masculine energy, a woman is the physical manifestation of feminine energy. There's a big distinction between the two, and one has obviously abilities over the other. A man is physically stronger than a female, but a woman is nothing but the physical manifestation of feminine energy. A man is the physical manifestation of masculine energy. They're two polar opposites, but they're still one. They're both light beings. And in order for each individual to ascend, it doesn't matter what walk of life you are, you have to marry the darker aspects of yourself. And when you're in Christ consciousness, you know how to manage the woman. You know how to guide that energy. This is why, if you don't know how to manage black magic or your shadow, it can overtake you, it can overcome you. But this is why you have to embody masculine energy, including women. Women are more than likely to let their emotions get the best of them. Men get intoxicated by women. I know I have. But I'm going to tell you right now, it's all black magic. That's why the people who you see are empowered, or the small amount of families, they're white as fuck. Those are all white people. But the ones really running the show are the black people that you don't see. The real black people. If you want to even call them people, it's just black energy. Those are the ones behind the curtain running the show. You think it's white people who are running the show here in this physical realm. But they are married to black energy. And they are expressing masculine energy, which is why you only have no choice but to be guided by that. And the whole thing is, not only are you guided, but you're attracted to it. Now, I'm going to make a separate video on this, but a man who's able to control his sexual energy somehow becomes more attractive. You see this in these no-fap videos, right? They say that all of a sudden girls are flocking to them because they haven't spilled their seed, right? They're preserving their sexual orgasm. But if you look at it subconsciously, you are attracting women because you are embodying masculine energy, because you didn't let these urges overcome you. So subconsciously, women pick up on this. That's higher testosterone that's amplified through that. Okay? It's kind of like when you get certain endorphins and certain dopamine rushes, they make you feel more confident. They make you feel centered. That's attractive, right? To women, because it's still masculine energy, but only because the masculine energy has the feminine energy intact, because the only thing that's attractive is negative feminine energy. So that masculinity is amplified because the negative portion of that man is amplified. So when the only thing that can come out of darkness is light. But a man who does not have that light, that confidence, that aura, is because the dark aspect of himself is not being catered to. That's why even in the physical realm, you see that behind every good man, there's always a good woman. When you see a man in his masculine energy and he has a good woman, it's because the good woman within him is good first. Otherwise, they wouldn't even be together. And I feel this is a very important video. But you think black magic and you put it in the bad category. Black magic is nothing but a fucking current. That's all it is. It's a current. There's no bad and good. You're talking about angels and demons. And if you look at this in the physical realm, angels and demons need to work together in order for this reality to sustain itself. You could observe this in nature. Angels, you get the word angels from angles of light, light codes, information, life force frequency. That's how I'm observing you being here alive, because you are life force frequency manifested in the form of a light beam. Now, you are technically an individual, which is potential for masculine energy. But if you are not in your masculine energy, then you are just in line with the rest of humanity, which in the totality of it all is feminine energy. You can look at this from Dracula. What is the opposite of vampires? Right? Werewolves. Werewolves are dogs. Dogs is masculine energy. Vampires, you don't notice that they have fangs, they hiss, they're carnivores, they love blood. That's feminine energy. Look at cats. Cats is, to me, they look like serpents and reptiles. What feline in nature has the same eyes slit the way that cats, the way the cats have it? I'm getting a call, so I don't even know if my voice is going through, but if it isn't, I'll just give it a second so that the call goes away. But you know, a cat hisses and they have slits, so they have like reptile and feline in them, but it's feminine energy. And then you have dogs. You notice dogs chase cats. Cats are very attractive animals. Everybody loves cats. They're very popular animals to have, to own, to basically have as a companion. A dog is known as man's best friend. If you're not looking at life in terms of energy, Energy is masculine and feminine energy. Frequency, which is a level of vibration. Energy, frequency, and vibration. All those things, they correspond with each other. Energy, masculine and feminine, black and white. That's energy. You have vibration, which is a level of energy, frequency, and vibration. I'm getting confused. Energy is masculine and feminine. Vibration is a level of frequency. Okay? And then you got, that's what I started with. Energy, frequency, and vibration. You get what I'm telling you? So like everything, if you're not looking at it like that, then you're just missing the point. Because you are energy, right? You're energy. But there's truth to you. In this physical realm, what cannot change is the fact that you are the manifestation of that energy, which means you have that as a soul, as a spirit. Masculine, that's me. I'm a man. I don't care if I ever feel like a woman one day. That's a mental disorder. Because the mind is all, the universe is mental. But this is a mathematical universe where everything is already equated to ensure the probability of survival. So if I, for example, end up saying I feel like a woman one day, or I end up liking the same sex, all that is a mental disorder, and it's not in tune with nature. Because in nature, if you have the same sex liking the same sex, that would actually be an abomination. It would go extinct. Nature is always expanding and striving, right? It's all chemistry, but it has to be harmonious. And that's true love, is the glue that holds everything together. Even if you see, let's say, a person who's homosexual liking another person and they're homosexual, you have a couple, okay? That's just is what it is. It is what it is. And there's people who get triggered by that. That's a manifestation of something within you that's imbalanced, even though you're not physically homosexual. Spiritually, you're imbalanced to some extent. There's people who say that they despise that. There's people who despise women. And it all goes in the same line. It's all an imbalance within you. But if you're observing that in your reality and it doesn't bug you, all you're doing is observing something to contrast against something that's normal. That when I say normal, would be conducive to nature. Because if that didn't exist, you wouldn't even be able to say that this is what's conducive to nature. You have to look at the contrast to be able to know that. When you see crazy people, when you see people who commit heinous crimes, that's just a disconnect with themselves. But those people are nothing but a manifestation of what the opposite to what is proper is. That's all it is. It's not to say it's bad and good. In fact, it's needed there. If it didn't exist, whatever you consider good wouldn't exist. But if you want to overcome humanity, okay, it has to come down to you integrating the dark and the light. You have to integrate it. There's people who just follow the light. And then this is how you keep coming back in the wheel. You come back right in the wheel, the cycle of life, the circle of life. You come back in the circle of life because you never found that light within yourself. When you go into the darkest aspects of yourself, you find that light. You don't need, in fact, you don't even feel like anything outside of you stimulates you as much. Like I'm talking about, there's people who, you can even observe this when you wake up in the morning, right? You notice how you get trained. You have to get up for school. You have to get up for work. You always have to get up to do something. But why do you have to rush to get out of bed? Why is it that you can't just sit there a second, right? Be in appreciation of that part where you're in the dark. You haven't opened your eyes yet, right? A child, for example, is excited to open their eyes and experience life, right? But they are also receiving whatever it is that they're absorbing from the ages of 1 to 7, and eventually through the teenage years, they eventually become a man. What kind of man would you be? You see, the whole thing is that the spirit fell asleep. The spirit is no longer online. The body is awakened, right? but the soul is there, but the body is basically excited. It's like a childlike curiosity. This is why they say to enter the kingdom of heaven, you have to be childlike. So you have that same zest for wanting to be alive. You want to have that happiness, that excitement to wake up. But at the same time, you know that you are not the body, and you can still have the appreciation to turn it off when you have to and be in the dark when you need to be in the dark. Not always look for that, stimulation, the dopamine rush. Look what happens with kids, right? Kids are looking for that excitement, always looking for that excitement. When you give them candy, they always want more candy, right? And they no longer want the sweetness of a blueberry or an apple because they've already got so stimulated by the candy. So in other words, a human, an adult, is stimulated by technology that they no longer are able to appreciate the zest of like a real woman, or the zest of being present in their environment, and knowing that the world is lit up only because they are lighting it up, because we're technically in darkness now. The same way when you're in bed, you haven't opened your eyes, everything's dark still. You're here, your eyes are open, but you realize that you're still in darkness. It's only lit up by you. And if the world looks dark to you, it's because you haven't lit up that inside part of you, and you're looking for this light outside of you. You're always wanting more knowledge, more information. Why? It's like a child wanting more candy, or a crackhead wanting more drugs. And then you fall into conspiracy theories, and then the fear now becomes a new crack. When you're awake and aware, the world looks brighter, but you're in more of a appreciation, satisfaction mode. And because you're relaxed, things flow easier. Things come to you quicker. But with that speed in which it comes in, you're able to manage it because you're in masculine energy. That's all I got for this video. I'm going to make other videos and we'll tie it in. We'll talk soon.